Let's talk about the basics of volume. That's these bars down here. These are volume bars. So in this video, we are going to talk about the basics of volume. So first of all, always remember your indicators are right here at the top of your chart. You can also just press slash on your keyboard to open up your indicator and strategies menu. Now, volume profiles we will also go through because this is a form of volume, and we've made several videos about volume profiles, so please watch the videos on our YouTube page to learn more. For now, though, let's type in volume. Now, there are quite a few volume tools in TradingView, and always remember you can click this question mark to learn more about the indicator or strategy. If it's in the public library, that means it's been coded by a TradingViewer just like you, someone who uses TradingView just like you. They coded it up themselves. You can see the source code and you can read about this script that they coded. But let's just dive into the basics of a regular old volume right here. So we searched volume, now we click volume. So what we have now is volume on our chart. Now volume tells us how many shares traded between buyers and sellers over a given period of time. That is this region down here. All of these bars tell you how much volume was traded. Now, let's just dive into the basics. If we hover our mouse over a specific candle, we can see the volume bar at the bottom here. And watch this region here. This is our indicator value right here at the top left of the chart. It says vol, that's volume. So if we hover our mouse over this area, and we go down, our mouse is hovering over February 24th, 2021. And if you look at the top left corner, it says 1.864 million. That's 1.864 million shares have been traded so far on Amazon. And that is how you can start to analyze volume at the simplest way. Just add volume to your chart, and each bar tells you how many shares traded between buyers and sellers over the course of a specific candle. Or if you're on a line chart, right, it's going to move by days because it's daily increments. So you can match it up and see how our mouse is kind of moving in an increment. That's because it's going day by day by day by day, and it's matching up perfectly with these volume bars down here. Let's go back to candles. And remember, this is true for any of these chart types: hollow candles, Heiken Ashi, bars. It's going to work for any of them. But let's go back to candles for now because we want to talk about a few really helpful tips. Okay, so we have volume on the chart. Let's make some edits. If you click the settings wheel at the top left, well, you can start to add some really important features to your volume bars. MA means moving average length. So see this volume MA? That's your moving average for volume. Watch what happens when we check this box. There's now a moving average for volume. Let's change this color. How about to white is just fine. Let's make the line thickness a little more so we can't miss it. Now let's go back to inputs. So what do we want to do with this moving average length? Well, why don't we do 50? So what does this mean? Now we are looking at the average volume traded over the last 50 days because after all, this is a daily chart. And how do we know it's a daily chart? Because look at this, daily. So it's each one of these bars added up over the last 50 days and then taking the average of all of that, and that's this white line here. So why would you do this? Well, now you can see, look at this. This was an above average volume day over the last 50 days because the candle, this bar of volume, is above the average. The white line's the average. And this is kind of cool because now you know if there's a lot of buying and selling or if there's just a little bit of buying and selling. Here, not that much volume. And that activity can just tell you, okay, a lot of people are trading this stock, a lot of algorithms are trading this stock. There's just a general there's just a lot of popularity or no popularity at all. Is it rising? Is it declining? You can make some interesting judgments just by watching volume alone. So remember, you click settings here and you can make these adjustments to find out the average volume over any time period. For example, let's do 10 for the last 10 days. So now it's volume over the last 10 days. And that is the basics of volume. Also, we will change this the moving average color really quickly to a darker color like this blue, and here's why. Because now what we see here is volume, and then the blue is the average. So we can watch them change in real time as we hover our mouse over each volume bar. Watch these numbers up here change. One is volume for the day, the other is the average volume. So see how it's changing? It's because it's reflecting each volume bar that our mouse hovers over. Okay, if you go back to your settings, you can do some more things here. For volume that's growing, you could change the color. For volume that's falling, you could change the color. You could just uncheck this to hide it all and only look at a moving average. You could also change the look and feel of volume by clicking this, and it's at columns, but you could do a line. You could do a histogram. It's up to you. Let's stick to columns for now. Columns seem to look and feel the best. Now, some people actually like to make their volume all one color so that they don't get distracted at all. They just want to know, is volume rising or is it falling? That's all they want to know. So they might change the color of their volume bars to one common color like this. And now you can compare volume to its average just like that. That is the basics of volume. So really quick, here's the key. You go to your indicators and strategies, search volume, add it to your chart. If you still need to read more, this little question mark will tell you everything you need to know about volume. And if you scroll down, you can find some really helpful tips and tricks here about using volume. And we may just read one to you right now because you may find this particularly helpful. It says many traders opt to join strong moves and neglect weak moves altogether, or even watch for an entry in the opposite direction of a move that shows weakness. The following are few helpful guidelines that may prove useful when analyzing volume in trading decisions. Here are some guidelines. Confirm trends. How can you confirm trends? Well, you would look for rising volume to confirm an uptrend or rising volume to confirm a downtrend. Is someone trying to buy fast and get involved? Is someone trying to sell fast and get out? And is price following that? You can also use volume to find exhaustion moves, maybe a moment where all the selling is exhausted. And one interesting way, we'll show you an example, is if you remember the March crash. If we go back here to March, there was a crash from COVID. And what you'll see here is there was some volume spikes here. If you look, there was some rising volume into this moment. Check it out. Ready? Look at the volume rising here. It was trending upward. And then there was this big red candle or red bar, and that sort of marked at the bottom. And the point of that is maybe all the sellers got exhausted, and that actually marked the trend reversal. So you can start to look for clues like that as well. Now, a few more really important tips about volume are as follows. Always remember that the volume you're looking at is related to your time interval. So right now, this is a daily chart. That means it's showing us daily volume. If we go to a weekly chart, this is now a weekly chart. Each candle represents 1 week of trading, and this is 1 week worth of trading volume. So an entire week is in this one bar. If we go to 1 minute, well, guess what? You guessed it. This is 1 minute of trading volume. So this is just minute by minute by minute by minute. And that is really important. If we go to 1 hour, well, here's 1 hour of trading volume. So remember that the trading volume you see is dependent on the interval that you're using. Daily, weekly, monthly. This volume represents that. This is because now we're at M for monthly, it's 1 month's worth of volume. And of course, we could do this for any time interval. Let's go back to day for now. So we hope that this video is really helpful. And now to dive in a little more, now that you understand volume, we just need to quickly show you volume profiles, because volume profiles are, they're similar to volume, but they're presented differently. So this volume, the volume bars down here, is showing you volume by interval. So here is all the volume. Right here is volume for a specific day. Volume for a specific day. That's what this is showing you. Volume profiles are showing you volume for a specific price level. So that's the difference. Here's how, we'll zoom in actually to really make this evident. and we will get rid of this point of control line for now, POC, point of control. So this is a really important difference. Volume profiles show you that over this whole history of time, this is the chart we're looking at, this whole history of time, the price level with the most trading volume is right here. It looks like about 3,199, this bar. So over this time period, this price has the most volume. The bars down here are telling you here's how much volume occurred at a specific time. So this is volume at price, and this is volume by time. Volume by price, volume by time. And understanding that distinction is really important. You can use both to really help you confirm certain moves. For example, maybe you see a high volume day on a moment when there is a lot of volume at a specific price over history, and you use the two to confirm that move. So remember, this is volume by time. It's how much volume happened on, in this case, a specific day or week or month, and this is volume by price level. So it's going to tell you how much volume occurred at each specific price. And that's called volume profile. And remember, watch our videos on our YouTube page to learn more. Open your indicators, volume profile, and we walk through each of these different volume profiles. Visible range will automatically adjust to show you the volume for each price level depending on your chart. Watch how fast it adjusts when we zoom out. Watch how fast it adjusts when we zoom in. And so it's just instantly calculating on how much history we're showing, how much price history, and then it's telling us that level had the most price or trading volume at that price. So that is how you use volume, and that is how you use volume profiles. And remember, you can click settings, this settings wheel right here, to make some adjustments to your volume indicator. And to get to volume, open your indicators, search volume, and all of these options are available to you. We highly recommend you dive into the public library coded by other TradingView users just like you. They are making tons of interesting scripts to make it easier to read and analyze volume, and you may find something on here that no one else is using. Some of these are free, others you have to reach out to the user to get access. You get the idea. Thank you for watching. Please leave any questions or comments below, and we hope that this video helped. Our team reads the comments, so we'll do our best to answer your questions. Just write them in the comments.